Okay, so let's now understand the different application of pipelines. What is pipeline? Pipeline is simply a pipe connecting one point to another, okay? But your interest would be knowing about corrosions in the pipe. But how does corrosion take place? Corrosion takes place because of the product it carries inside the pipe and whatever happens outside. So outside for onshore pipeline will be the soil component if it's buried inside the pipe. If it's on the ground, it will be exposed to the atmosphere. But for offshore pipeline, it is always inside the seawater. So it is always exposed to the seawater. Okay, so number one, if we're talking about offshore pipelines, you have to understand it can be short pipelines, especially within the field, within the reservoir area. We call it via flow lines. So the flow lines can be connecting from a well into the manifold. You will have to see that in the diagram. And then from the manifold, it will be connected up to the offshore structures. Yeah, so those can be short pipeline. So they are carrying crude oil. It's very ugly, dirty oil or hydrocarbon product. So in between two offshore structures, you may have several pipelines connecting them as well. Because let's say there is one offshore structures producing hydrocarbon, it will be delivered to another main offshore structures, where in that main offshore structures, it may do some somehow processing at the topside facilities, and to separate them into several components. So those are very detailed, and those are normally the scope of chemical engineers. But most importantly, the main huge pipeline may be the trunk pipeline. So the trunk pipeline will be transporting the hydrocarbon product, the processed part perhaps, from the main platform to onshore. So they can be long, they can be short, depending on the location. But sometimes, most of the time, you don't carry similar products in a pipeline. Once you process your product, your hydrocarbon product, there will be an individual oil pipeline, there will be an individual gas pipeline. But then again, corrosion can always happen in this pipe. Why? So we will learn later on. Okay? And do not be surprised, there will be trunk pipeline connecting from one country to another. For the case of Malaysia, it is very common to have a trunk pipeline connecting Sabah to Sarawak, which is like 500 km long. That is very common. So if you want to cross your pipe from Malaysia to Singapore, Malaysia to China, and so on and so forth, that is also possible. So those are what we call trunk pipeline. So in summary, read through the slides, read through the content and the description that I posted, but you have to understand which pipeline connects why. That will be interesting to see. So I hope you enjoy learning that. It is very interesting. It can be carrying different products and different length and different diameter. So that is an overview of this part.